Alright, today we got a nice little stack to review. Not too big, but some fun stuff in here. Stuff out of my way so I can actually work around here. I'm going to leave the big book for last. We'll start out with Alpha Betas, issue 1. These are a variety of characters. Basically, first off, it's written by Kyle Starks, which you can't go wrong here. Art by Michael Calero. Letters by Micah Myers, and colors by Trevor Richardson and Kenny Aitken. Basically, you got some gamer friends, and the characters on the cover. They're sitting there gaming away, and all of a sudden they start talking about meeting up in real life. They've never met in real life. And then they're like, well, I want to meet you. You're probably some old pervert and all that stuff. And picking on each other and always goofing around like they always do. And they ponder how crazy it would be to get paid to play a video game. And while they're playing along, they come across this barrier in the game that they're playing at the time. And they have to decide what to do. And they find something. They try to jump over it. They try and go around it, do all kinds of things, and eventually go through it and break the fourth wall and end up meeting some other characters on the other side of the wall, and it ends up leading them to a point where they end up finding out that there's something going on with a certain government style organization and some things where people are actually having major issues in video games or they're being taken out and stuff like that. But this was part of a Whatnot promotion, apparently. I don't know nothing about this Whatnot stuff. I've been trying to go on the site and learn more about it. I haven't really got anything from it that I can't find the auctions that I hear people talk about, the good deals and all that. The things I do find are just ridiculous and stuff like that, or outrageous shipping. But these Whatnot comics have been coming out, so Whatnot must publish their own covers or something, and then offer them to the sellers or something, and the sellers can resell them for Whatnot, and then they probably get some type of kickback or something, because they also had some special packs of comics this past summer, fall. But I don't know. I haven't figured out the whole Whatnot thing yet. Next up, we got Gunslinger, number 35. This is by Todd McFarlane, Carlo Barbera, Ivan Nunez, and Tom Orzechowski. Basically, an angel figure that is a child murderer. Ends up battling our Hellspawn character. It's a fierce battle that leaves deep wounds in both characters. And the Hellspawn that uses the power to attract Earth's creatures like maggots, worms, roaches, crows, and more. He does that to help heal himself, while the angel does what he's got to do. But we find out what's going on. And basically, it's too late with more Heaven's warriors and beasts coming to the party, so he tries to get out of there, ends up waking up in a bed and finding out what's going on. what happened and stuff throughout this. I jumped off the Gunslinger run, and I was able to get a couple at a sale, which I don't know why I did it, because I think I paid $2 a piece for them, and I get them brand new for $1.79 or whatever through pre-ordering. So I should have just stuck on it. So now I jump back on the pre-order because I am back into the run now that they're finally giving our hell spawns are finally getting their powers back. The doorways to hell are reopening. We're gonna see new characters emerge, I'm guessing. I think we're going into a big battle back in hell, is what they're talking about. So I decided to jump back on Gunslinger for a while, but I was able to get these two just to get caught up and see if I wanted to jump back in or not, and I'm glad I did. But this is issue 37. Again, same crew of characters working on it, but in this one, we get a character that we have been very interested in recently, but Monolith makes an appearance. He's on the hunt for the Gunslinger and giving people a chance to tell him where Javi is, or you're going to suffer the consequences. He's not the only one who is asking questions about Javi either, and we have the police and stuff searching for him. We got we get more history of the Gunslinger and his family, what all happened while this is all going on. Javi's in jail with lawyer issues. He's got one lawyer that wants to represent him, help him out, and then we find out that some other lawyer's taken over the case, and he's got no choice on the matter. And we also got our female helper. She's getting hunted down by the cops and stuff because she's caught on video helping out the gunslingers. So yeah, now that I see Monolith is back in the picture, I want to follow that again and see what happens with it. But I shouldn't have jumped off it. I was just burnt out with Spawn altogether because the runs went way longer than I thought they would, and we weren't getting the answers I wanted to get. And then all of a sudden, everybody loses their powers, and it's like, so you're a bunch of regular folk now. Last normal comic, well, somewhat normal. Pick this up from the claim sales, but Mistress of Chaos, Zen the Intergalactic, Ninja #1. This is written by Steve Stern, illustrations by Bill Moss, but it's a prose novel style, which I hate when they do that. You're gonna give me a comic book, give me a comic book. And basically single page artwork here and there throughout the book, but yeah. Zen's basically at a prison getting information about a dangerous criminal that has escaped. It puts Zen on a search across the galaxy for a murderer, which will lead to a desolate planet with. I could have swore first they said 2 suns, and then later on in the story they talk about 3 suns. Once they go down, one will come up, and then about an hour later, hour and a half later, the second sun will come up, and then the third one. So I don't know. I think that was a editorial error or my own reading error. But someone with power that's going to their head, an evil army. Zen has to. Well, first he saves a girl, and possibly gets a friend along the way, someone that's going to help him out. And then he also gets in a battle with a cat-like warrior that also ends up I like how he travels in his little bubble. Uh, see if I can find a picture of our tiger warrior here. But after he saves the girl and possibly his life because of it, her and her dad helps him out with some stuff to deal with all the struggles of being on a planet that's got three suns. You can't withstand the heat; it'll suck everything out of you. And he almost died a couple times because of it. But he ends up after he heals up with them, ends up getting in that battle with JN, which is the cat-like character. And then we find out that JN's looking for someone that he thought was Zen. And then Zen, once he does see who JN was after, is like, "Oh, you mistook me for that ugly thing." Uh, but yeah. Oh, they do have a thing on the back of here too. Magril, the Mistress of Chaos, is recruiting an army of crazed serial killers to spread insanity through the universe. She has some type of well with some interesting water that gets them all drugged up, and she takes her minions and gets them all wasted on that water, and then is planning on sending them off around the galaxy to destroy whatever they can. But then the intergalactic ninja may be the mightiest warrior in the cosmos, but he'll need all the help he can get if he's to foil Magril's evil plan. That's where the fierce Daxon Catman Jan comes in if he doesn't kill Zen first. But they end up coming across all these characters, and then they end up dealing with some battles there also. Uh, I liked the story. I just hate that it was a prose style novel type storyline. I would have liked to have seen a lot more of the imagery that could have gone with it instead of seeing just single artwork here and there. But yeah, it's it's a good story. Just don't care for reading prose when I'm reading a comic book. And our last one we're going to talk about today is The Complete Cheese Sweet Home, Part 1, Konami Kanata. Story about a cat. Obviously, it's a thick one. And yeah, it's basically this cat that gets lost from its family. Uh, oh, what do they have on the back of here? Let's see how they explain it. I don't know why the lettering's all faded and then bright and then faded. That's kind of weird. This one was pretty beat up. The wife's seen it at half price books, but she wanted it, so she picked it up. Celebrating the conclusion of Konami Kanata's international mega hit, Cheese Sweet Home The Complete Chi is a new edition that honors some of the best Japan has ever offered in the field of cat comics. Konami Kanata's Tale of a Lost Kitten has been acclaimed. Oh, that's not really. And then they got some people's opinions about the books, reviews, and stuff. They don't really give you anything. This contains volumes 1, 2, and 3, and 3 bonus cat comics, which those are really fun too, because they're kind of like one's a play on this book, the other two are different types of little storylines, but very enjoyable. But we get this cat, this little kitten gets lost from its family, keeps dreaming about its family that it lost, and then wants to go outside and find them, and then gets distracted by like a toy or a piece of string or some food or something, ends up taking a nap, and then has a dream again about the family, and then wants to go out, and eventually starts to fall in love with its new family. And then we find out from the other neighbors that, well, you can't have animals at this complex, But there is a big gray cat that's been, well, gray or black cat. I think they called it black, more like a dark gray cat. But it's roaming around the neighborhood. They didn't see the kitten yet, but the kitten seen this other cat because it snuck in the house at one point and ate the kitten's food. And yeah, it's just it's very fun, very cute. Everything you can think of that a cat would do happens in this book. Uh, they have to decide whether or not to keep the cat, get rid of the cat before the landlady catches it and kicks him out. The other cat may have connections with someone else in the complex that they might get in trouble for and all that stuff. Yeah. If you like cat comics, cat manga style comics and all that, not manga style, you're not reading back to front or anything like that. It just has that feel to it when I read it. But very quick read. I read it in 2 sittings, even though it's a thickie. But yeah, definitely worth checking out if you're a cat person. So apparently the 3 books are separate for a decent price, and we got this for less than the 3 books individually. So that's why the wife grabbed it, even though it was pretty beat up. But yeah, check out the cat books. There's lots of them been coming out. Lots of fun with them. But that's it for our reviews today. It's a short one. Uh, Reading the prose novels, the cat book, all that. Not like reading the comics where I can just whip it out in 10, 15, 20 minutes. Uh, they had to take a break here and there and finish them off. So, but yeah, a fun stack. So check those out. Keep following Under the Color Live by Mass. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend. Give us those likes. And if you want to check out some more reviews, check out our group reviews on Crimson Color Comic Club. And we will get back with more of these soon. All right. Happy holidays.